Yes, thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's a pleasure to follow the honourable gentleman. I'll be picking up on the some similar themes that he's mentioned. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, we welcome this bill as it enables the uprating of the state pension and pension credit despite a fall in the earnings, and we would expect the government to uprate those accordingly and ensure that everyone can benefit. As the Secretary of State had said, the purpose is to ensure that they meet the standard minimum guarantee and pension credit and other benefits, and indeed earnings actually fell, according to the Office for National Statistics. Earnings fell by 0.1% in the 3 months to July 2020 as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. The government is also has said it's committed to making sure the bill will allow it to meet its requirements of the triple lock, and we would certainly expect that, as it's a manifesto commitment from the government, but I think the triple lock was very much supported across the House. Without this, the existing legislation would mean that the Secretary of State would probably not be able to increase the relevant benefit and pension rates. They would remain frozen, as happened in 2016-17, when the Consumer Price Index for the 12 months to September 2015 showed a negative growth rate at 0.1%. So we would certainly welcome the bill. And as the Secretary of State indicated, the bill also applies to the industrial death benefit, which falls within the legislative competence of the Scottish Parliament, where there has been an agreement with a legislative consent motion, and the Scottish Government is committed to expedite the timetable to match that of the government here. The Institute of Fiscal Studies has warned, Madam Deputy Speaker, that unemployment shocks to older workers, many of whom have lost their jobs or will do so when the furlough scheme ends, could have severe implications for individuals' retirement savings and therefore very long-term effects on their living standards in retirement, and that's something that we should be very wary of going forward, not just discussing this bill. If I could pick up the theme of pension credit, certainly we would encourage the government to look at ways of ensuring there's an uptake of this benefit. Really, the statistics from the Independent Age Charity really are alarming about the numbers of pensioners who could be in poverty, and we would really want to ensure that pensioners are out of poverty if uptake is increased. So I would certainly impress upon the government once again to look at as many imaginative and as creative ways as they can to ensure that pension credit is taken up, because the statistics, not just in my constituency but every constituency across the UK, are pretty alarming. I've tried constituency events myself to make sure that that benefit is taken up, and the Minister in his place knows that I've raised the issue with uptake of pension credit with him many times. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, we come from the principle that just as the National Health Service was created to protect all in terms of need, the social security system should be the same. And certainly I would want to take this opportunity to encourage the government to ensure that the £20 uplift to universal credit remains permanent, and that is extended to all legacy benefits. There are some real dire predictions going forward. The Trussell Trust forecast that food bank use could surge by a staggering 61% in the coming months. That would be equivalent to 846,000 parcels being given out. And behind that statistics are families hit by the pandemic and in desperate need of support. I would just like to finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, take the opportunity, as I'm sure the Minister would find it be remiss of me not to do so, is to suggest that the social security system should be fully devolved to the Scottish Parliament. We would make sure that the job was done. And just to say that the Scottish Parliament has now initiated the Scottish Child Payment, which will open applications in November, with the first payments to start from February 2021, which will provide low-income families with an additional £10 a week, initially for each child under 6. So we will be supporting the second reading today, Madam Deputy Speaker, but I look forward to, at committee stage, raising some amendments to the bill. Thank you.